Good afternoon, colleagues. Welcome to our half-year virtual roadshow. I hope many of you enjoyed the September roadshows held at the View Cinemas in Darlington, Blackburn and Sheffield, a format that we'll be returning to again this September. The in-person meetings provide an opportunity not just to hear from me and the senior leadership team, but they're a valuable opportunity to meet colleagues across your region and division. Today we are once again broadcasting live from the offices of South and West Yorkshire, soon to be split into two to form a new region, an office covering West Yorkshire from the 1st of July as part of our growth plans. Last year, many of you thought it was so professional you were convinced it was recorded. I can't promise today will be as smooth given the uncertainty of live broadcast. I know from feedback that a small number of people last year had some challenges with their local internet connection, so we're recording this in case you do, and indeed for colleagues who are not able to join live. You'll hear today from Stefan on how we're doing, including around our sustainability targets. You'll hear from Mark about where we are going and what we're going to do to support you. You'll also hear about our focus on quality and customer from Mark Phelan, Customer Excellence Director, and Leanne Johnson on the upcoming New Homes Quality Code. Like last year, we also have James Pitt, Managing Director of Gleeson Land, to share with you a bit about his business, an important part of Gleeson. And finally, Beth Broughton to talk to you about what we're doing to invest in you and all of our colleagues. We will close with some Q&A, technology permitting, before moving to the divisional part of today's roadshow. We've lived through an extraordinary 2 years in our personal and work lives, and I remain truly proud of how colleagues have risen to the challenge. I'm pleased that restrictions that have ruled our lives through COVID feel increasingly distant, but it remains important that we maintain a personal responsibility to manage living with the virus, to protect ourselves and others. Health and safety is all of our responsibility. Today we are facing very different world challenges with the dreadful situation in Ukraine, something that was previously unthinkable. I've no doubt we will see some impact from the conflict, not least even higher energy prices affecting material costs and supply chain. But that has to be put into perspective of what's happening in the country itself and the impact on ordinary people's lives in Ukraine. What we will have to manage is nothing in comparison, and I pray for an early resolution to the conflict. Turning closer to home, we've come through the last 2 years well, and Gleeson is in great shape. We had a really strong half year with sales of 932 homes. That's up 15% against pre-COVID levels, and we're firmly on track for 2,000 homes this year to the 30th of June, hitting the target we set 5 years ago to double the number of homes built. Our future growth beyond 2,000 is supported by the land and planning team led by Steve Gamble. They delivered an impressive 25 sites last year, and despite a very competitive land market and a very challenging planning environment, with planning taking much longer than pre-COVID, we are on track to beat records again this year, and those new sites will underpin our future growth. In Gleeson Land, we've had a strong start and we have a strong pipeline to support long-term growth, despite Gleeson Land having to navigate those same planning challenges. We couldn't deliver the much-needed quality, low-cost homes for first-time buyers without all of you. You and colleagues across the whole of Gleeson are our most valuable asset. And we continue to drive improvements informed by what you tell us, what you suggest, and supported by you, we continue to make Gleeson a great place to work and a business that is now set to grow well beyond 2,000 homes. As part of those changes, we continue to improve and invest in the business, in health and safety, in site welfare, site setup, our sales offices and show homes, our digital platform and website, and our brand, our homes and the customer journey, and indeed in training and development for you. Importantly, I hope you'll have seen and felt the positive changes that we continue to drive. Those outside Gleeson have certainly noticed it. We're a company where people want to come and work and are proud to work. You will hear in much more detail about all of this from the speakers that follow. And at the end, we'll take some questions and answers before splitting out into the divisional part of the agenda. I shall now hand over to Stefan.
Good morning, colleagues. It is a pleasure to speak with you all again today. I'm going to talk about three subjects: our financial results, our share price, and about sustainability. Firstly, our financial results. Our financials are very strong. Thanks to all of your efforts, we've had another very good start to the year. Gleeson Land more than doubled profits in the first half, and Gleeson Homes delivered its best ever first half with profits up 10% against a previous half year that had been flattered by the carryover of delayed completions from the first lockdown that you'll remember in March 2020. Overall, group profits are up 22% to nearly £25 million for the first half of this year. We are still the fastest growing house builder listed on the London Stock Exchange, and our balance sheet remains very healthy with a cash balance of over £38 million, and we have no borrowings whatsoever. Now, many of you will have noticed our share price is lower than the last Roadshow in September. The share price then was £8.20, and it has fallen by approximately 18%. Well, all house builder shares are down because the investment community has been gripped by fear. Fear of rising interest rates. Well, we've had a small interest rate rise, and economists expect further rate rises. Another 1% is the consensus view. But we know that the cost of buying a Gleeson home is lower than the cost of renting an equivalent home, even if rates were to rise by another 3%, 4%, or even 5%. The investment community has also been gripped by the fear of how much of the cost of fixing the cladding scandal our government is trying to get house builders to pay. Well, in total, the listed house builders' share prices have fallen by more than the £4 billion that the government wants house builders to pay. And the investment community is gripped by the fear of build costs. And we do need to tightly manage costs. We need to avoid waste. We need to use labour only where we can. And so far, we've been pretty successful at doing this, and I'm confident we will continue to. Finally, the investment community fears the impact on demand when Help to Buy ends next year. Well, our customers don't really need it. Our homes are affordable, even for the lowest earners. So we are at peak fear. And stockbrokers recognise this, as you can see from their most recent share price forecasts. All of the stockbrokers that cover us recommend our shares as a buy, with their forecasts of our share price rising between £9 and £12 over the next 12 to 24 months. Gleeson is the only listed house builder where all of the stockbrokers covering them recommend a buy. We're the only one with a 100% buy recommendation. Now, it is at this point that I should say that shares can, of course, go down as well as up, and you should seek independent financial advice before making any investment decisions. This is not a recommendation. Now, I am going to finish on sustainability. Gleeson is considered a highly sustainable business by all of our external stakeholders. Let me remind you why. We were the first house builder to be accredited by the Living Wage Foundation for paying and ensuring that all of our subcontractors pay the real living wage to all employees, the real living wage being higher than the government's minimum wage. We were the first house builder to be accredited by the Fair Tax Foundation for paying our fair share of taxes and our honesty and clarity on tax matters. And at its heart, Gleeson Homes' mission is fully aligned with one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. That's Goal 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, the very first target of which is safe and affordable housing for everyone. Well, that's what Gleeson Homes does. We build high quality, low cost homes for those that need them, where they're needed. We should all be very proud of what we do, getting young, first-time buyers out of the rent trap and into home ownership with all of the health, wealth and well-being benefits that come from home ownership. Our external stakeholders certainly are very proud of it. But being sustainable means a lot more than that. So let me tell you about some of your other achievements, because it is you that have achieved these. We now recycle or use for energy over 98% of our waste. Our scope 1 and 2 carbon emissions last year were 18% lower per home sold than the year before. And we are on track next year to have reduced emissions by a massive 30%. That will be a 30% reduction in only 3 years. Almost all of our timber is now sustainably sourced. That's 99.9%. Our pay is fair and we don't have a gender pay gap. We've also successfully completed trials of both HVO fuel, that's hydro-treated vegetable oil fuel, and eco-cabins on a number of our sites, and we are costing up a rollout plan for these. And we have, only last week, appointed a group sustainability manager. He starts on the 4th of April, and he will help us take sustainability to that next stage. His name is Matt Gibbs, and he will be getting out and about, and I'm sure meeting all of you over the coming months. Thank you all for listening. I look forward to answering any questions during the Q&A. Until then, I will hand you over to Mark Knight, Managing Director and the boss of Gleeson Homes.
Good afternoon all. I want to begin in saying a big thank you to you all. The level of drive, commitment and tenacity that you have all shown during these very challenging times has been nothing short of outstanding over the last 6 months. As Stefan alluded to, we have been able to deliver a very positive message to the city. And this was only possible because of the way that you have all worked together to achieve such fantastic results. As we move closer to year end, the challenge, and I'm confident that we will achieve this, is to hit our target of 2,000 homes, while also delivering a strong slab, build rate and sales reservation carry forward for our FY23 budget delivery. Back in September, I talked about our strategy, the strength of our business model, the safety and customer culture, risks and opportunities, our growth outlook and our operational infrastructure and focus. Nothing has changed since then. We remain the same. Our strategy remains the same as well, to deliver a strong organic growth, double our operating profit, continue to build and sell high-quality homes to first-time buyers and families on low average incomes. Deliver a controlled land pipeline that delivers our volume aspirations. Provide a great customer experience. We are continuing to make positive progress in all areas of health and safety, seeing a large number of sites improve basic housekeeping, but there remains room for improvement, and I'm hoping to see further progress across the business, week on week, month on month. The guidelines are clear as to what we expect on all our amazing schemes. We're working really hard to ensure that Home Safe message is an integral part of the day-to-day lives here at Gleeson Homes. Today, we're launching our Home Safe communications campaign. A key part of the foundations of this campaign is that it's real people with real stories. We all have a reason to get home safe at the end of every working day. Let's take a look. The safety of our people, our subcontractors, our customers and our neighbours, without doubt, is our number one priority and will always come before everything else that we do. Quite simply, if we all take responsibility, there is no reason why this shouldn't be the case. The construction industry, by the very nature of what we do, presents more risk than other industries. The danger of working in these elements, at height and near heavy plant, should never be underestimated. Our safety first belief is home safe, everyone, every day.
Home Safe is the key driver behind our safety first approach.
It's a brand, a mindset. It sums up everything in one phrase that we're all about.
Oh, I probably think it's one of the top priorities.
Health and safety is number one.
Definitely right at the top.
100%, it's not just a tick box exercise.
It's never, ever, 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 ever.
It's about people, their safety. You've got to make sure that everyone's a priority.
Home Safe gives health and safety an identity within the business, something that's really visible.
It becomes part of the culture easier if there's a brand to it. They see the banners, they see the colour coding.
The orange and the grey, it's all posted round site, so it's all inside cabins and toilets everywhere that you see it.
We have a really good poster with a mirror in it that says this person is in charge of health and safety, and obviously it's you in the reflection.
Whether you're a labourer, an apprentice, whether you're an MD.
Whether it's HR, IT or sales.
It's everyone's concern and everyone's responsibility to achieve that going home safely.
If you don't do your part, potentially someone could go home injured or worse.
It's got to be everyone's main focus.
We operate a completely open door policy. If anybody got any concerns, they just need to raise it, because we really will listen and we really will do something about it.
There's no such thing as a silly question.
Is that all right? Does that look right? Am I happy? Will customers be happy? Are we all going to be safe when we're doing this?
And everyone's dead, approachable, and you can talk to them about anything if you do feel like anything's wrong.
Embedding that within what you do from a day-to-day basis will ensure that home safe's achieved.
Subcontractors are starting to come on the journey now.
We're all just one big team, so it doesn't matter whether you've got a Gleeson ad on or wherever you've come from.
We have a vetting system so that before they set foot on the site, we know that they've got a good health and safety culture.
It's all about keeping everyone safe.
Home Safe is more than just a logo. It genuinely has to mean something to people for them to buy in.
It is part of the culture here at Gleeson.
It's the people behind it.
It's a value that we all work to.
It is a way of life.
Health and safety never stops. It's always evolving, it's always changing.
I'm really passionate about how we're going around it.
It's second nature now. It's something that just comes naturally.
We all want to come and do a job, want to do a job well, but the most important thing is that whatever time your finishing time is, we're all in the car on the way home to go and see the ones we love.
I need to get home safe to my husband and my 2 kids. Harper is 5 and Huey is 2.
I need to get home safe so that I could be able to take care of my nan, an elderly woman who needs a lot of care and attention.
I've got a fiancée and 3 beautiful children.
I have a disabled son and I also have a grandson of 2 years old.
I need to get home safe for my family. I've got 2 young children, 1 8, 1 5 and 2 dogs, one of them with 3 legs.
I need to get home safe to look after my mum. She's very overprotective. Before I went into work, you know, she was just telling me to watch out. She told me, look at your fingers, make sure you've got 4 fingers and a thumb by the end of the day. Obviously, I weren't using power tools on my first day, but she wouldn't have had an heart attack if I were.
Life with 2 kids is hectic and crazy.
A lot safer at work. Yeah, I think we need some home safe at home, if I'm honest. Definitely.
It's tiring and hard work. I come to work to get away from it.
Home safe.
Everyone.
Every day.
Wow, I'm a bit choked up there. I hope you will agree that this is a very powerful film and message, and my thanks go out to all of those who took part. You will also see posters arrive at your offices and developments very soon. The message is a strong one, that this is relevant to every single one of us, regardless of our role or our place of work. Looking at our current situation, our build rate remains the significant challenge with both materials availability, trade pressures, and of course the effects on productivity with the amount of people who have been affected by COVID. We need to literally double this build rate over the coming weeks and months, and I'm sure that this will be achieved with the plans in place from our regional teams. In the first 6 months of this financial year, we have started on 8 new developments, and by the end of June, that number will increase to 26. Planning and highways remains challenging, with lots to do in the last quarter for our teams, but we remain on target to deliver these sites. Half 1 continued to see strong sales price betterment, with the start of half 2 continuing the same price increases. The graph that we've shown on previous roadshows still shows that Gleeson still have a huge opportunity to increase our revenues against the market and our competition. At the beginning of this year, we appointed a new customer experience director, Mark Phelan. Mark joins us with a wealth of experience, including industry experience, which will play a crucial role in our customer first strategy. I'll let Mark tell you more.
Thank you, Mark, and good afternoon to everyone. Let me start by saying how genuinely excited I am to be part of the Gleeson team. A lot of great work's already been done over the last couple of years in the customer care area, but we still have some way to go, and everybody has a part to play in delivering a great sales experience, delivering a home that's well constructed and well finished, and delivering a great aftercare service after our customers move into their new homes. A lot of the work that the customer care team are involved in revolves around trying to recover from situations that could have been avoided if we got things right up front. And I want everybody to think about how we improve what we do. It's really just about getting the basics right. In the time that I've been in the business, I can tell you that I've seen a really strong customer focus in the business. A lot of work has been done, especially around the Customer First project, which is becoming embedded in our culture. Over 90% of our customers recommend us. This is a really good number, but unfortunately, the 10% who don't are often very unhappy, and they're the guys that take to social media and are leaving negative Trustpilot reviews. This can be very damaging to our brand and consuming time-wise to manage. Our systems need to work more to support us in what we do. There's still a lot of investment required to make the systems work for us and make our jobs easier. The new Homes Quality Code is coming soon. This is industry changing, and the code gives us very clear guidelines as to what is expected for our customers. Leanne Johnson will tell us more about that shortly. As we've grown our customer care model, we've become stretched. We need to put resource where it's needed, and in this respect, we're looking at that right now. We need to further embed our fantastic Customer First programme. There's still more to do to get the full benefit out of this for our customers. and we need to focus to be able to deliver a genuine 5-star HBF experience for our customers. As I mentioned earlier, it's about getting the basics right, and that's about things such as getting our communication to customers right throughout the customer journey, the condition of the new homes that we hand over, and the speed in which we rectify any defects which are found. The new Homes Quality Code dictates a 30-day window for this, so that's much stretching than we've previously been working towards. The efficiency and consistency in which we handle complaints is also important, and the new Homes Quality Code has strict timelines here also. And the adherence to our existing processes across the business is also critical. Our systems, we need them to do more to support us and be better at what we do. And departmental resource, we need to have the right number of people to deliver on the basics brilliantly. And this is currently being looked at. We also need to improve on our reporting. We need to have better visibility on our own performance. And we need adherence to the new Homes Code. That's an absolute must. Just because our homes are affordable doesn't mean that the quality of service should be compromised. And I believe that together we can make a significant improvement and build on the great Gleeson reputation. Thanks for listening. I hope to meet you all over the coming months, but in the meantime, feel free to call me, use Teams or email me on anything customer related. And on that note, it's over to Leanne to tell you more about the world of legal. Thank you. Over to you, Leanne.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to start by updating you on the new Homes Quality Code. So what is the new Homes Quality Code? It is a new code of practice which will replace the Consumer Code for home builders. It is compulsory and will be adopted by all major house builders. Its primary focus is to ensure that customers are treated fairly, and it's based around 10 fundamental principles. These are fairness, safety, quality, service, responsiveness, transparency, independence, inclusivity, security and compliance. The principles and practical steps will be mandatory for all registered developers, and for us it means some fundamental changes to our processes. So when is it coming? Well, Gleeson will be registering for the code this month. By registering, we will have access to a suite of documents and training materials. Process changes will be rolled out from the 1st of April, and we will be officially signed up from the 1st of July 2022. The early rollout will give everyone the opportunity to familiarise themselves with the code, the new processes, documentation, before we have any legal liability. So what is changing? The code will introduce a new Homes Ombudsman service, where each individual claim may receive up to £75,000 in compensation. This is a significant increase from the existing award under the Consumer Code of £15,000. We will also be rolling out new reservation packs, and these will include additional forms, information, guidance notes and FAQs to help our customers and our sales teams. We will be required to identify vulnerable customers and take appropriate steps to help them make informed decisions throughout the sales process and warranty period. The amount of information that we give to customers will also increase. This includes providing information about future phases of the development, a timeline for road and sewer adoption, as well as an affordability schedule which will span a 10-year period. Before legal completion, customers will also be allowed to engage a professional to undertake a pre-completion inspection. These inspections should not delay legal completion, and we will be providing guidelines about who can undertake the inspection and how they should be facilitated in due course, but they must be facilitated. Defects identified at that stage and any other defects following completion must be remedied within 30 days unless there is a substantial reason for delay, and customers must be kept informed of progress. This includes all snagging items. There will then be a prescribed process to respond to formal complaints with hard deadlines which must be met. And this means, as Mark has just said, we'll be rolling out new processes and standard letters to help implement this and ensure that deadlines aren't missed. Finally, it is a requirement of the code that all customer-facing staff receive training. We have therefore created a training and communication plan to do this, starting at regional managing director level, going down. We will be conducting regional roadshows through the month of April and have produced simple guides to help you navigate the code. The sales team will receive specific training on the reservation documents and the requirements that they have to meet. This will be taking place on the 21st of March. For all of the other staff, we'll be asking them to undertake the New Homes Quality Board standard online training package, which will be happening shortly. So there's a short overview of what's to come, but I cannot stress enough how important it is that the code is read and understood and the procedures adopted and applied. Thank you for listening, and I'll now hand over to James Pitt to talk to us and give an update on Gleeson land. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. For those that do not know me, my name is James Pitt, Managing Director of Gleeson Land. Gleeson Land is a small team of 14 colleagues based in Fleet in Hampshire. We are a land promoter, unlocking value for our landowners by delivering planning permission for residential development. We've had a very successful first 6 months of this financial year. We've sold 3 sites, we've transacted on £83 million worth of land, delivered 1,176 plots with outline planning permission, and achieved over £9 million worth of gross profit. I'd like to take you through the 3 projects that were successfully sold, starting with Grove in Oxfordshire. The site had 400 plots with outline planning permission. The application was submitted in April 2016, but it took a further 5 years until April 2021 until we actually secured planning permission. We sold the site to Barratt David Wilson for £32 million. And notably on this project, Barratt David Wilson paid the whole £32 million on legal completion with no deferred payment, which is quite unusual. For those not involved in land deals, it's quite normal for house builders to delay paying some of the money, say 50% for 12 months or longer. So this demonstrates the strength of the land market currently and the cash reserves of some of the big house builders that they're prepared to do this. Also, as a matter of interest, for those fans of Formula One, that building in the top right-hand corner, that's the home of the Williams F1 team, who I have to say were an absolute nightmare to deal with, and some of the worst neighbours we've ever been unfortunate to work with. In our next case study, let's have a look at Angmering North in West Sussex, which is near the south coast, just outside Bognor Regis. The site had 525 plots with outline planning permission. The application was submitted in March 2018 and planning granted relatively quickly in August 2019. We sold the site to Carla and Bellway for over £32 million, and we purchased the site for just over £22 million. The site was an option agreement where we simultaneously bought and sold the site, so we were running 2 separate negotiations in parallel, one with the landowners on the purchase and one with Carla on the site sale. So as you can see, we bought for 22 and sold for over 32, equating to a gross profit of £10 million, less our WIP, of course. Our option agreement allowed us to buy the site with a 15% discount of the open market value. But through running those 2 separate negotiations in parallel, we were able to increase our discount to approximately 30%, thereby doubling the profit on the deal. It's fair to say that this was one of the more complicated land deals, as in total there were 2 promoters, 2 house builders, 9 landowners, 8 different sets of lawyers, and 3 separate land agents. So bringing all those parties together into a single deal, completing simultaneously at the same time, was not an easy task. Finally, I'd like to show you Crediton, which is just outside of Exeter in Devon. We sold the site with the benefit of outline planning permission with 257 plots. We submitted the application in February 2017, and planning was finally granted in April 2021. We sold the site to Bellway for £19 million, exchanging just prior to Christmas, and we completed just this last Friday. This is one of those land sales where we were fortunate to get a standout bid significantly above the majority of the offers we received. The majority of the offers received were around the £12 million mark, so we were a little cautious and sceptical that the Bellway offer at £19 million would stand up to scrutiny. But it did, and contracts were exchanged just before Christmas at that level. The site includes 5 permanent gypsy and travellers pitches. The landowner's agent was so concerned this would have a negative impact on the site. We spent nearly 2 years trying to negotiate with the council to off-site them, but were ultimately unsuccessful in doing so. But it never materialised as an issue for Bellway, fortunately. And I suppose with hindsight, the delay helped us to hit the land market at just the right time and secure such a good value for the landowners. So that gives you an overview of the work we've been doing over the past 6 months. Before I hand over to Beth, I'd just like to share a film with you that tells you a little bit more about the team in Fleet. It's a bit of a first cut, not the finished article yet, but hopefully you enjoy it. Thanks for listening.
Promoting land.
Unlocking value. We try and find good sites that we promote, and then we try and submit them for planning permission to obviously unlock the value of that site.
And then in conjunction with our landowners, we sell those sites to the larger house builders.
It could be a greenfield or it could be a brownfield, but it is realising the best amount of value that that land can potentially deliver.
What sets Gleeson apart is our reputation and our success rate.
We have a success rate in excess of 96% in terms of delivering planning permissions on all our projects.
Rugby clubs, schools, commercial buildings, residential, care homes, the lot.
We have the 3 teams, so we have the land team, they go out and find the site, but we as planners work very closely with them.
Technical will review the high-level constraints and opportunities of the land, which will help inform our planning strategy.
Landowners know they're in good hands when they come to Gleeson. They are a highly skilled team. We love what we do. We're extremely good at what we do.
Across the board, we've got people from all different backgrounds.
I came from a housing developer background.
I was working for Gleeson as a planning consultant.
Local authority backgrounds, planning consultancy backgrounds.
I myself came from a house builder beforehand.
So we have a real insight actually into what our clients want, and that can only help deliver best value for the land. I don't think there is such thing as a typical land deal.
No, never. They're all different and every site is always different.
They all have their individual quirks and design features which we need to overcome.
And different requirements by our landowners, by local authorities, by the potential customers who want to buy the site.
We are always faced with new hurdles that we have to overcome. It really is a process of problem solving.
Flooding is a big constraint at the moment.
We get lots of different ecology challenges always coming up. Bats, and most recently we've had snails.
Oil pipelines and extra high voltage cables and easements, and whether that means moving them or designing around them.
So we've got loads going on, all moving parts all at the same time, and we need to make sure that if there is any issues, we've got solutions to them, so that when we get planning application approved, we have a site that we can present to house builders as a buildable site when they buy it off us. Building relationships, I think, is a key part of our job. We have so many different people that we have to communicate with.
Land agents, land owners, local planning authorities, the councils, private individuals and families. But we also deal with trusts, charities, estates, and also we deal with schools as well.
The more we work together, the easier our job becomes, and I think it just makes it a lot easier on the community as well when we're bringing forward sites. If we can work with them, I think that's the effective way to plan a site.
Straightforward.
Successful.
Responsible.
Gleeson has an outstanding track record of success.
Gleeson Land has been around for many years, and MJ Gleeson PLC has been around for over 100 years. It's backed by that PLC guarantee.
We're high performing, and a lot of that is down to the collaboration between the team. It's a great place to work.
You can see the impact that you are able to make, and you can kind of grow as a professional, which I think is kind of where we all want to be and we all want to develop.
We've been growing the business and we've now got the most number of planning applications we've ever had in any one time.
We're in an extremely strong financial position. We spend over £6 million a year on our sites.
Our existing portfolio is around 70 sites. My aspiration is to grow the business so that that portfolio has approximately 100 sites at any given time.
Obviously we're about getting the unit numbers as high as we can, but also doing it responsibly and making sure that we're transparent throughout the whole process.
So if you're a landowner and you have land suitable for residential development, come and talk to Gleeson Land. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you, James. Hi everyone, it's great to be here today. Back in the September 2021 Roadshow, I spoke to you about engagement, behaviours, skills development and retention. Not only allowed us to grow as a business, but also grow as individuals. So when reflecting over the last 12 months, we completed 1,242 training hours with line managers on people management, which included topics such as effective communications, team wellbeing and employment law. The employee engagement score was up at 89%, placing us in the top quartile compared to all other companies. Alice Best worked collaboratively with Gleason Land to finalise their mission and vision statements, yet still maintaining the same values. The revamped company handbook was rolled out that now focuses on the employee-employer relationship, and we've included policies such as our employee assistance programme that fosters wellbeing and resilience. Our second Gleeson Apprenticeship Week was a great success, and we've recruited some fantastic apprentices to continue with our Building Talent initiative. We've also recruited 11 land graduates to the business, who are all proving to be a great asset, not only to the land team, but to the business as a whole. We've had a record number of promotions, so well done to everyone who has received a promotion. This is so well deserved. It just proves how much internal talent we have and how important it is to retain the talent. The Star Recognition Scheme is continuing to grow, and it's great to see how many nominations we receive on a monthly basis. Well done to everyone who has been nominated and recognised. So as you can see, together we have worked through the challenges that the last 2 years have thrown at us, which has demonstrated the immense value that you all add to make Gleeson the success that it is. And moving forward, we are reviewing ways of how we respond to your needs. So what does the next 12 months look like for our people agenda? Well, we'll be focusing on communication and engagement, inclusive workforce listening and participation, talent processes and mapping, skills development, and that overall employee experience. The PDR process opened on the 10th of January this year and closed on the 25th of January, which provides you and your line manager with that two-way communication, especially when it comes to individual development and training. We're capturing the training requests in the new training and development online form, so the team can then analyse these requests and plan how it will be rolled out. These PDRs enable more frequent check-ins between you and your line managers and will help to detect and address any challenges early on. Hopefully you've already seen in at home that we're ready to launch the next Your Voice Employee Engagement Survey on Monday the 7th of March, and we encourage you all to respond so we can enhance our continuous listening. Your feedback will help shape the follow-up action plans that will be regionally owned and communicated to you all. So keep a close eye on your inbox for the survey link, and please remember to check your junk folder as well. And new for this year's survey, we've got QR codes, and they will be based on all of our sites where you can access the link as well. Ultimately, we want you to feel part of a culture where you feel safe to voice your opinions regarding work and career-related conversations. We're quickly seeing that companies who are not investing in their talent are getting left behind, and we're certainly not one of those companies. That's why the HR department has been restructured, so we now have an organisational development function who are responsible for creating clear and transparent plans that include redesigning all job profiles, building our apprenticeship intake and graduate programmes, reviewing the onboarding process and training matrix, plus discussing succession plans and talent mapping. They'll also continue to drive the relevant iHasco e-learning modules and work closely with the health and safety team to make sure all sites are compliant with the mandatory health and safety training. To us, mental health and well-being are not just buzzwords. We want you to continue uplifting your well-being and ensuring that you stay resilient and confident in the face of new challenges and opportunities. We now have a wellbeing toolkit that was launched on the 31st of January, and you can find it on the hub. This toolkit focuses on areas such as mental health, emotional, financial, social and physical wellbeing, which will continually be updated to provide you with the necessary support with your own wellbeing. Onboarding is a real focus area for the HR team over the next few months to make sure our new hires are engaged before day one at Gleeson. This means providing the right communications, the right log-on details to relevant systems, including the e-learning modules, and also a robust induction plan once they start in their role. How you are recognised is key to you feeling empowered, engaged and happy in the job that you do at Gleeson. We'll be looking at various ways and providers who can help us implement tools that allow you to say thank you, well done, or even happy birthday, so you can share the positivity and the praise with all of your work colleagues. We'll also be incorporating the values to continue to show how we live them. This platform will be for everyone. It's so important that we can make sure you all participate. Analysing what you're telling us and how things are done is crucial in making sure we are constantly improving our processes. So it's time for HR to step up in how we enhance our digital platforms and relevant technology, tools and systems. We can then communicate and collaborate with you all, even if it needs to be done remotely. So as a result of all of this, we'll be focusing our efforts towards talent acquisition and retention, emphasising our employer brand, continuing to live our values, passionate, collaborative and respectful, and make sure the work environment is attractive to both existing and new employees. It isn't just HR that's playing a key part in reshaping the workplace going forward, it's you as well, and for that I want to say thank you. In the working world that we're all in, let's take the time to thank one another for a job well done and normalise these acts of recognition, because we all play a part in driving the business forward. So now we've got time for some Q&As, and I know we've received a number of questions, so I'm going to hand back over to James Thompson to kick it off.
So thank you, Beth, and welcome back all for the questions and answers. A bit like the number 10 briefings, we have a number of questions that will be broadcast, and I've also got some questions that people have submitted beforehand. So in terms of the first question, we have Kevin Craggs, Customer Relations Manager.
My question relates to the trials of the heat source pump technology for our customers who are living in these properties. What are they telling us about their experience with them on a day-to-day basis, and how are they seeing a comparable energy save?
Thank you, Kevin. A good question. I'm going to field that one to Mark Knight.
Thanks, Kevin. As we sit here, we don't actually have any clients moving into a house with an air source heat pump. But Gleeson does welcome government challenge to achieve zero carbon homes. And on this point, we are trialling air source heat pumps on several sites across each division in terms of our show arenas. They're being tested by local colleges and universities to give us feedback on energy consumption and usability, as well as cost. We've done extensive work on design and costings, and we have committed to house type design changes on all Gleeson sites from the 1st of July 2023 on any plot that hasn't started by that point. This will give us the foundation to achieve zero carbon alongside the government's ambitious targets.
Great, thank you, Mark, and thank you, Kevin, for that question. I think it's really quite an exciting initiative that we are rolling out across the company. So our second question is coming from Andrea Neal, Business Analyst Manager.
My question relates to the impact of rising fuel costs on new customers and prospects who will typically be joining on new higher rate tariffs. As a result of this, are we seeing a slowdown of registered interest due to concerns of energy costs and the impact of this on their financial qualification?
Thank you, Andrew. And I'm going to field that one to Stefan.
So, I don't think we've seen an impact of energy costs on our customers' demand at all. We know that our homes are rated, EPC rated B. We have very few that are C rated. We know that the energy bills are, for our customers, once they own a Gleeson home, are typically half the energy bills that they've experienced for homes that they were renting before they bought a Gleeson home. So actually, I think there's many reasons why our homes will become more attractive to Gleeson customers in this rather challenging environment that, quite frankly, we all find ourselves in.
Thank you, Stefan, and thank you, Andrea, for your question. The third question we've got is from Harry McMullen, Field Sales Manager.
Do we have any further updates regarding Help to Buy? If so, what are they and when will they be communicated to us?
Thank you, Harry, and I'm going to field that question to Mark.
Thank you, Harry. As you'll be aware, Help to Buy in a sales-based position expires at March next year, and in terms of saleability, reservations can only be taken on plots that have CML'd by December of this year. In terms of Help to Buy 3, there's no acknowledgement from government that there is going to be an extension to that particular product. That said, with work we've done on the legal completions up to date this financial year, we can see that our clients are possibly the most resilient clients coming away from Help to Buy across the industry. We know that 90% of our people can still purchase a home in a Gleeson site without Help to Buy. But there are also other products coming to the market. There's more mortgage with 95% LTV, and we are also working closely with Deposit Unlock, which will be another tool for us to use as a sales product.
Thank you, Mark, for that, and thank you, Harry, for your question. I've got a couple of questions that were submitted before the roadshow. The first is from Tracy Henderson, Build Administrator. And the question is, are there any plans to make it easier for us to access our wage slips? And I'll field that one to Beth.
In short, no. However, we did make the decision to go electronic with our pay slips, not only from a security point of view, but also just to save on the use of paper. So although we won't be retrieving back to those paper pay slips, what I will say is that we are always here to support anybody who's having problems logging in to look at those pay slips. So please contact the HR department or the IT team, and we'll make sure we help wherever we can.
Thank you. And the next question was asked to me by someone outside just now, and it was really around, Stefan, in your presentation you were talking about the Gleeson share price and how low it is relative to the market. And the question was, should we be buying Gleeson shares?
It's always frightening, these questions that come out at the last minute, actually, isn't it? So forgive the loyally like disclaimer, but I am not authorised to give investment advice, and therefore will have to be very careful in what I say about Gleeson share price. However, I can give you some more facts. So our shares are trading on their one of the lowest earnings multiples that they've traded on since I've been at Gleeson. Our trading performance has demonstrated growth that is the fastest in the listed house building sector. And I would go back to the recommendations that our stockbrokers are making, which are all buy recommendations with target price between £9 and £12, I think it was. You can infer from that what you wish, but I'm afraid I can't say any more.
Thank you, Stefan. And a linked question that was also submitted. It says, can I access my shares online? So those are the people who are part of the employee Save As You Earn scheme. Beth, are you going to take that question?
Yes, I can do, absolutely. So right now, we're unable to do that. However, it is coming soon. We're currently working with some external providers who will hopefully be able to give us that portal, so everybody will be able to access those shares online. As from what Stefan was saying, I also encourage everybody to purchase shares with the company, although I can't give any form of financial advice. What I will say is that once you've completed your probationary period, you can now purchase those shares. You don't have to wait 12 months being with the company before you can do that. And it is a fantastic scheme to be part of, so I very much encourage it.
Thank you. And then we have a question from Nigel Holdgate, forklift driver in South Yorkshire. And the question is around, once we've completed the first aid course, do we receive an extra payment for being a qualified first aider? And I'll hand that question over to Beth.
So all of our employees are asked to complete a certain amount of mandatory and compliance training when they either start with Gleason or as they continue their career with Gleason. First aid we see as a mandatory training course, which means that we expect everybody, especially out on site, to complete that course. So although we won't be providing further payment, we do appreciate very much how many of those individuals are trained to be a first aider.
Thank you, Beth, and indeed thank you, Nigel, for that question. Got time for one final question, and this is for Mark Knight. And again, a question asked of me just outside there earlier, which is, James, you referred to the splitting of South and West Yorkshire into an additional regional office to cover West Yorkshire. What further plans are there for any more office openings? So I'll hand that one to you, Mark.
Thank you, James. 1st of July 2023, South Lincolnshire.
Thank you. Wow. Well, you've heard it here first, so thank you. Anyway, I think that's all we've got time for in terms of Q&A. As ever, if you've got questions, please don't wait for roadshows. Raise them with your line managers, raise them with your the senior leadership team, raise them with myself. Our doors are always open. We do want to hear anything you may wish to discuss with us. So thank you. So I think that ends the final part of this part of the roadshow. I hope you found the update useful in terms of where we are, what we're doing, and where we're going company-wide. We are in a strong position. We had a good first half. We're on track for a good second half, and we are set for strong growth well beyond the end of this financial year. There's never been such a strong demand for what we do, building quality low-cost homes for first-time buyers, truly building homes, changing lives. None of this could be done without you, your commitment, resilience and hard work. And I'm proud of what you have done, what you continue to do, and I wish to thank you all for that. That brings to an end this first part of the roadshow. If the technology works, you should all be directed into your divisional breakouts. Central services, support services have been allocated across all three divisions. And if you do not find yourself in one of the breakouts, you'll see a screen with instructions on how to manually take yourself there. Costas tells me he's thought of everything and has every angle covered, and I do believe there are some IT colleagues on standby as well. Thank you for watching and enjoy part 2 in your breakouts. Thank you.
And welcome. Thanks for tuning in to the Northwest Divisional Breakout session that will give you an update on what's been going on since the last Roadshow. There's a slight change to the format this time, as you'll hear from the regional operational directors giving an update from their region as they see it. But first, I'm going to run through the finalised half-year results while giving an update on divisional performance as at the end of January. I couldn't properly communicate our half-year results at Christmas due to sensitivities around the city. You will be aware, however, that we performed very well. As you can see, we achieved 91% of our budgeted completions, so that was 277 from 305. Our average selling price was above budget and is set to grow further towards June. Forward order book at 92% was the strongest in the group, and that's thanks to our fantastic sales departments. Profit was up circa 35%. We bought 2 sites in Cumbria and 1 in Merseyside. We are behind budget by 1, but are targeting 5 more by year end, with 4 in Cumbria and 1 in Merseyside, which we have now got in. As at the end of January, we have 287 plot completions to go to reach our target of 570. Health and safety is top of the group at present, and you will see why during the regional presentations. However, we did have one wake-up call in January, and that reminds us all that we always need to stay disciplined. On quality, our 6-month NHBC average is 0.49. However, our January figure was 0.3. The full implementation of our quality control books is making a significant impact. We are also a 5-star builder. Our commitment towards customer first will ensure we continue being so. Defects are in pretty good shape overall, and with the help of our growing customer care department and the employment of Mark Field into the business, we will look to further better our position and give more investment to aid our sites and future aspirations. We have opened 7 developments in the last 6 months and currently have 23 active developments in the northwest, spanning the Scottish borders to North Shropshire. Our WIP rate is the unit we use to measure build. On average, we are currently building at 0.5 notional units per week. Our aim is to be building at 0.75, so we have plenty to go at as we head towards June. Our reservations are slightly behind where they should be, but that's mainly due to planning delays getting onto new sites. So all in all, we're in pretty good shape. However, we have a lot of work to do for a successful full year ahead. I'll now pass you on to Kirk Thompson, who will present on behalf of the Cumbria region.
Thank you, Aaron. Today, I just want to talk around sort of our key performance indicators as a business and as a region. So I'll go through those in detail. As a region, we're in a really good position for our forward build. We've got no slabs to complete for full year. We've got 49 roofs to complete. The main focus of the business is forward WIP. So build is the instruction we're getting from the top. Head office are also pushing slabs, as many slabs in the ground as possible, which will de-risk our budget and give us more certainty over delivery and minimise our Part L obligations for June 23. If you don't know what the Part L changes are, basically anything beyond June that hasn't started will require an alternative heating source, which will cost the business £5,000 on average. So it is so important that we get these slabs in the ground early. We're in a good position for FY22 if we keep doing what we are doing. The pain will come next year if we don't turn the site purchases into active site starts. Just want to talk about health, safety, quality and NHBC. The region is performing exceptionally across all sites. We're currently second in the group table, just behind Manchester. We achieved an audit rating of 8 and 100% on all sites in December, which shows the effort that we all went to for the half-year push and still providing a quality and a safe environment to work in. A safe site usually means the site is performing well on its KPIs. On our NHBC, the month of February saw us sitting at 0.23, which is a to-date position of 0.47. There's two areas we need to improve on. Firstly, the superstructures. We need to make sure we get the bricklayers, the quality is getting checked. We've got some sites with 7 and 8 squads of bricklayers on, so it's a hard task to manage. We just need to make sure we follow the process and use the quality checkbooks that are in place to mitigate these issues. Finishes and paintwork were another high on the RI table with NHBC. The introduction of the new paint specification will help this, so hopefully they will be resolved once this is rolled out across all sites. All of the above KPIs will improve if we follow the process and complete the quality checks as and when required. Land. We're in a really strong position from the land bank. We've got all plots secured to meet our FY24 budget, which is a really good position to be in. Our focus now as a land team is to concentrate on deliverable areas, Carlisle, Penrith and Lancaster, so we can de-risk the supply chain out west. As you can see on that map there, we're concentrated along the western coast of the Cumbria region. But we are the fastest growing region within the business, and that's credit to everybody who's involved. We've got 3 new exciting elevation treatments, as you can see there. These will help us unlock new markets and drive sales rates across our new sites. Ivy Mills will be the first site in the company with a contemporary elevation, which we're excited to see. Sales and customer care. We've got 19 plots to sell by year end. Realistically, these need to be all reserved by the end of March at the latest, so time is ticking. Please use everything you've got in your armour to get these sold. Troll the databases, overturn every stone, and use the incentives wisely to dictate to the clients what is achievable. We've got a first home within the region that will exceed 275,000 being sold later this year at Deer Park, which is an achievement in itself. Rollout with the first homes has seen a positive impact, with the region regaining its 5-star status, which must retain. Well done to all the sales and build teams for the effort that's gone into achieving that. Customer defects have seen a significant improvement. We've closed out over 200 defects in the first 2 months of this year, which is good to see. And let's keep up the good work and long may it continue. On to you guys, staff, promotions and awards. The business is all about you guys in the business. Got some recommendations there. So Phil Williams has been promoted to Construction Director, Sandra, Office Manager, Emma Teal, Senior QS, Peter Irwin, Project Engineer, Steve McClellan, Contracts Manager, and Ian Percival up to Site Manager. This is great. We need to try and drive promotion within where we can, because we know how hard it is to recruit within the region. Star awards have come through. Lisa Irving for all her hard work and dedication at half year, and then Chris Williams for his support in the commercial team over recent months. Charity engagement. We have rolled out engagement champions across the region, so let's try and dictate, not from the top, but let's get the voices of our staff and the challenges that they see and face and how they see the business can improve. We've raised over £600 to date for the North West Air Ambulance. We are rolling out team building events, which consists of 3 Peaks Challenge, which will be coming out later this week. And also there is a football golf tournament that's going to be rolled out in April as well. So there are things that we can get involved in as a team outside of work just to get that team spirit. Also, the office refurbishment is nearly complete, and we are looking to open a new office by August next year, which is when the lease breaks, which just shows the investment that the business is putting into Cumbria. With it being the fastest growing region, we need to have the facilities to match. Few challenges I see for FY22. Maintain current sales rates. It's been strong first quarter. We need to continue that. Build. That's all we can say. Keep building. NHBC, it does fluctuate across all sites from 0 to over 1. So let's just make sure we've got a consistent approach to quality and checking off at every key stage. CMLs, let's not drop from 14 days where we can. That's the business. If we do that, we will get happy customers and minimise the defects in the new homes. Maintain 5-star performance. If we do the above things, that will just fall into place. Recruitment, we need to recruit strong and have the team to be able to deliver the forward pipeline, because we all know there's a lot of work in securing these sites and obviously getting them off the ground. Control costs. We see a lot of movements in the CVRs from costs outside of our control, but there's certain things we can control. Day works is the main item on site that we need to manage, which we're all aware there's a new process being rolled out that we need to follow and police. And collaborative working, making sure we all work together. We are one team, no matter what level we're at. We are Team Cumbria. 5 essentials for success. Safety, we've talked about. Let's make sure everyone goes home safe every day. Quality, let's make sure the home is of a good standard and something that we would accept. Customers, let's just put our hats on to make sure that we understand what the customer's needs are, because they do change, and that's down to communication as well. So let's communicate better with our customers. People, that's about you guys out there in the field. We can't do it without you. And then sustainability, making sure we protect the environment and act ethically and leave a positive legacy. And finally, we can do it if we all pull together. Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, Steve's on annual leave today, so I'll present on his behalf. At the end of December, we achieved 81 unit completions in Merseyside, and that was 47% of our full year budget. We've reduced our forecast to 164 due to delays getting onto our new Merseyside developments, but this is still forecasting a respectable 94%. Due to this, our forecast profit is also reduced. We're currently 16 foundations down against budget. However, we do have acceleration plans in place on new developments to recover this. And again, due to delayed site starts, production will be below budget, but this emphasises the need that we need to accelerate our build. We have successfully opened 3 new developments since the last roadshow and made a cracking start to the year with these. With regards to health and safety, our year-to-date position is 93%, which is well above benchmark. This was following a below-standard inspection at Loom Park, Wigan in January, but after taking various recovery measures, it was good to see that the site achieved 100% compliance in the recent February inspection. Health and safety must be everyone's key priority, and we must maintain excellent housekeeping and discipline. On to land. You can see from these pictures here that we've made a fantastic start on our 3 new developments. On-time gateways and efficient site starts breathe fresh life into the region and put us right at the very top. Our land strategy has just been refreshed and shows we will continue to hunt for land in the nearby catchment areas as we continue to move into Shropshire and North Wales. We have another 3 new sites coming soon to go alongside the ones already open this year, 2 in Stoke and 1 in Shropshire. And we're preparing to bid soon on 6 new developments, some 750 plots, and there is continued investment to be made in the Merseyside region. Our sales department are a fantastic team, and insight surveys confirm this with chart-topping results. We're in a great position with only 6 plots to sell by the end of March to achieve our full year forecast. Plots to exchange for the year are looking in very good shape too. We are making good profit selling customer extras, and this will no doubt increase by our teams as new options are made available. We finished January with 157 outstanding defects across all known sites within the warranty period. We need to renew and refresh our customer care focus while we balance the demands of future completions. The quality of our product should be right first time, with extra controls in place during the construction process using the control booklets and NHBC benchmarking. As you can see from this slide, since the last roadshow, we've made a number of promotions, as well as recognising some of our stars. I want to give a big thank you to you all for your continued contribution towards the region. And although there is some work to do on securing more land in Merseyside for the region, there has been acknowledgement from the board of our continued investment with the recent approval to expand our regional office. And I'm very pleased to announce that we have now recently agreed heads of terms on the vacant office space next door. I would also like to thank everyone's commitment and contribution to the nominated charity at Freshfields. Not only is this given to a very worthwhile cause, it's playing a crucial part in bringing the region together and is a really good example of Gleeson Merseyside living to the company values. And finally, on to challenges. We must regain our 5-star status. Merseyside were above 90% recommend leading to Christmas, but have had a recent setback. We need everyone to adhere to customer first in its entirety and put full confidence into the issue procedures which will guarantee a very high level of customer satisfaction. We also need to be targeting below NHBC benchmark on quality and use the quality control books without fail. We need to manage our costs too and make sure we work within the parameters of our budget and avoid repetitive day works. Stability of our site teams is something we must maintain if we are to be successful in the future. And finally, we need to all collaborate in order to deliver our plots on time to the timescales and the standard we expect. Again, I'd like to thank you all for your continued effort in the Merseyside region, and I'll now pass you on to Mark Wood on behalf of Greater Manchester.
Hello and welcome to the Greater Manchester section, within which I will provide insight and information towards performance and KPIs, our challenges, health and safety, your achievements, people and engagement, land and sales. Starting with performance and KPIs, for June 2022 we need 3 slabs to complete, 57 roofs, 10 sales to maintain our position as a 5-star region, to reduce our NHBC reportable item count, to achieve the launch of the 2 new show arenas by year end, and to maintain a low figure in our customer care defect numbers below 70 month on month. Our WIP target for the year is 236, currently forecasting -3. The slab target is 223, currently forecasting 223 for the full year. We are a group leading with in-house surveys at circa 96%, and we are by far a 5-star region. Moving on to challenges. 3 challenges we must focus are health and safety, maintaining our excellent month-on-month audits, which demonstrates our safety levels on site. WIP, and that is to drive slabs and roof completions forward. On quality, not settling for anything less than 100% satisfaction. We need to be better and more aware at reacting to industry conditions quickly, becoming more commercially conscious and ensuring all teams work collaboratively. With health and safety, we stay vigilant and disciplined. Greater Manchester continues to provide and deliver 100% safe working environments to all the workforce. All site management teams are fully trained and up to date. In the left-hand table, all 6 sites have performed extremely well in the period to date, and 3 of the 6 sites have achieved 100% satisfaction with an auditor rating of 8. On the right-hand side, Manchester have had 39 audits in the period and are clearly the leading region when it comes to health and safety, with an average rating across the region of 99% and an auditor rating of 8. Well done, everybody. Moving across to achievements. To date, many achievements have been made in the region, and below are just a few to highlight. As a team, we achieved 113 legal completions at half year. That was 50% of our FY target. Year to date, we are the group's leading region with health and safety, the group's leading region with in-house surveys, and the group's leading region with insight customer service ratings. We are also the group's most profitable region. We have a 3rd-year apprentice Themis winner. We're at Burnley College, who was awarded in February, and that was Eamon Doherty. And in the period, we have recruited 4 new trade apprentices. We continue to invest in our apprentices and junior staff moving forward, and look forward to recruitment of new recruits later this year. Moving towards people and engagement. And in this slide, there are shows of great engagement and some positive mentions in the weekly at-home email. A few mentions are furniture donations to a local hospice, showing off our sites to mayors, MPs and board members. Recognising people, in the period there have been promotions, people have been in the spotlight and people have been awarded the Star Award. Heather Humphreys, Field Sales Manager, promoted. Sharon Wilson, Senior Sales Exec. Wayne Eastwood, Jordan Akaski, Mark Wood and Craig Almond. People in the spotlight, Cliff Bond, Contracts Manager. Susan Kennedy, Build Administrator and Sue Irving, Regional Sales Manager. And Star Awards were presented to Megan Dunn, Amanda Huff and Sue Irving. In Manchester, what we are made of is 24 office staff, 22 site staff, 7 apprentices, 45 contractors and 37 direct trades. Continuing with engagement, just a few examples are shown here. They are breakfast presentation with the region's contractors, 2 site manager meetings, customer first programme attendance, which was rolled out in H1, Mayor and MP visits, Hilltop Park Show Home Furniture was donated to Spring Mill, community newsletters delivered to Spring Mill, existing residents, Temping bowling days, monthly office meetings and the rebrand of some show homes in the region. Moving to land. Owned with planning permission, we have got Able Street in Burnley, 27 units. Exchanged and planning application in, Lenches Road. Awaiting exchange of contracts and planning submission, Huncote. Recent sites with offers accepted, AB, Bacup and Blackburn, totalling 351 units. Sites with offers made and awaiting outcomes, 3 sites. And preparing to bid for 20 new sites, currently are the land team. Currently developing a 7-year land strategy plan to achieve circa 450 units per year by 2029. Moving across to sales. Here are some positive figures from sales year to date. Percentage of first time buyers, 83%. Percentage using the Help to Buy equity loan, 61%. Percentage of key workers, 65%. Our average selling price on reservation is 179,000, where our most expensive property is 275,000. The age of our average purchasers are 32 and 34. Extra sold in H1 were £310,000, which equates to 53% or £164,000. On average, that is £2,700 per plot. Continuing with sales, measured through Insight 6, collectively Greater Manchester met or exceeded 6 out of their 9 targets. You scored an overall 84% against a group average of 75%. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. So, after listening to each of these regional updates, it feels to me that there's 3 key messages to take away. First message relates to increasing our productivity on site to ensure a successful full year and then growth beyond. I want to make it clear that the site teams are not alone in this. We're always listening to what changes are needed to be made as a business to give us a better chance to deliver on our targets. We have restructured our office production meetings to aid and assist you in getting what you need on site to build more efficiently. The North West are using supply and fixed groundworks already and will continue to do this as the need arises. We will be the first division to see spandrel panels on site alongside the use of cranes to assist with these being fitted, and innovations are always welcomed. You can see from the slides that there's lots of initiatives and actions already implemented to make life that bit easier for you all. Number 2, land drive. It's really pleasing to see we've agreed terms on 7 new sites since the last roadshow, 4 of which in Greater Manchester, and a full credit to all our regional teams for achieving this. We've recently concluded our land strategy refresh for the division, and this has given us real direction on where our focus needs to be to grow the business in the best possible way. We're currently aiming to be building over 1,000 houses per year within the next 5 years. To give us the best possible chance of securing land for the business, We should continue to remain collaborative through positive bid presentations and also make time to go and visit these sites prior to bidding when time allows. We should always look at maximising the value of our schemes by increasing density and increasing revenues. Finally, the most important takeaway part for me is our people. We have an incredible amount of talent in the division, producing a great amount of work, which is demonstrated again in the number of promotions we've seen since the last Roadshow. One of my proudest statistics is the fact that we've promoted over 20% of our head count within the last 12 months. We are currently investing in bespoke development plans for all our employees, and I'm personally reviewing our people plans for the division, which covers each and every one of you. Whilst doing this, we're also looking at progression routes for all, so we can carry on with our great trend around promotions. Our continued investment in you and our environment with new offices and facilities will ensure our KPIs remain at an high percentage, with new ones achieved in the future. I want to thank you all for your dedication to the business and for making it such a successful one. Thank you very much.
Are we out?